Mission Commander, what again do I have to do? Okay, I have to take the screwdriver.
Emmy, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, I'm just acting out the new game I just got.
New game? We got a new game?
It's called Assembly.
Well, why are you acting it out? Let's go play it.
Okay.
Hey, where did you go?
Oh, I was just changing from my spacesuit. Hi, I'm Emily. Come play with me.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Come Play With E.
And today we'll be playing Assembly, made by Janice and Stu Turner.
And published by
Wren Games.
Wren Games. Wren like the bird.
See, it even shows you a bird.
Yeah, it even does show you a bird. So, tell me about this game, Emily.
I love it.
Yeah? Okay, well, let's give the people something more. So, in Assembly, you are on an orbital platform that assembles spaceships. And all was going well until a deadly virus came and wiped everybody out. Well, almost everybody. Except for us. Might sound a little familiar, but anyway. We are still alive, but the computer has now quarantined us and doesn't want to let us go home. But Emily and I want to get home and warn the Earth that this stuff is coming. So we're trying to escape. But in order to do that, we're going to need to put together an escape ship, right? But the computer doesn't want us to do that, so it's going to be fighting against us. So in Assembly, we have 3 rounds to try to lock down different things before the computer takes over and keeps us stuck here in space forever. Emily will tell us a little bit more about the rules of the game when we come to the table. So you want to ask him to join us at the table?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
We're back.
Welcome back to the table. So we've already done some of the setup. So in order to set up a game of Assembly, you will have 4 cards that you're going to put out. And these are special cards that are going to cause you either to have good things that happen, maybe even bad things that happen when you lock these particular spots. You also notice these cards have been dealt out randomly in a circle, like a clock-like circle. So there are 12 cards, each representing a space like on a clock. We have also shuffled up our deck of cards that Emily and I are going to need to use to try to win. And you'll see over here also we have 2 cards that have been put aside. We will earn those cards when we go into the second and third, which is also the final round. Emily and I also have some character cards. I'm going to be playing as Noah, who when I execute the lock command, I can lock 3 bays. Emily's going to be playing as Emily. And what can she do?
Prevent one bullpen card from being shuffled during a scramble.
During a scramble, okay.
Yeah, I must tell them something.
Okay.
You can play these cards with blank sides like I like to do.
Yes, there are a couple of different kinds of cards of these 3, 6, 9 cards. And I just noticed that my 6 and my 9 are backwards. There's a couple of different 3, 6, 9 cards in the base game.
12. 3, 6, 9, 12.
3, 6, 9, 12. And then there are also some in some expansions that they have out already. There are a couple of expansions. So we're just playing with the base game, and this is the C side of the cards. There's A, B, C, and D, I think. One side is completely blank, which Emily does like to play on. So as we're playing, we will lock down these modules, and when they get locked down, they get flipped over. But in order to lock them down, we need to activate them, and activating them, we will use these cool chips that have symbols on them, and the symbols will match the card that they belong to. So this one we would need to try to get here. But it's not that simple because these chips are not necessarily going to come out exactly where we want them. So we're going to have to rotate them, and we're going to have to switch them, and we're going to have to swap them, and we're going to have to move them around.
Just please stop, you're overwhelming my mind.
And all sorts of things. So let's give these chips a nice shuffle. And we start out with 1 chip on the board. And every time a chip comes out, what happens then?
You go roll this die and that will say where it is.
All right, so let's get our first chip out. And then we rolled a
3.
So now we have this token, which is the medical token, in the research lab. We want to get it in the medical building. So let's see how we do that. We start off with 3 cards, and when this deck runs out and we cannot refill, the round is over.
So Well, here's turn play. So when it's my turn, I'm gonna ask Mommy a question like, do you have any purple rotate cards?
I think you're allowed to just say rotate.
Rotate. And she'll say yes, or she'll say no, and you're supposed to take the hint. And she has to show the right card, the card I play to me, or she will have to lose any card of her choice.
Right, so on every turn, I have to verify my partner's action. She has to verify mine, so she will play a card down, and if I do not have the matching card in my hand, I will have to lose a card and not be able to draw it up. So instead of having 3 cards on my next turn, I will only have 2, and we'll go through the deck faster.
Anyways, may I start?
You may. Let's see if we can play and teach our friends how to play this game.
Do you have any lockdown cards?
I do. So see, I now have a matching card. Emily may now lock down. So wait a minute. Let's tell them what this card does. So this particular card has 2 uses. She can either choose it to deploy a new chip, or she can choose it to lock down 2 modules as long as they are in their correct place. So in this case, Emily's going to choose to deploy. So she's going to pick up a chip, and she's not going to just put it anywhere. She's going to roll the die so she knows where to put it.
I did.
Oh, you rolled that before we went? I'm sorry. So she rolled a 7, so 6, 7, and we see that the elevator actually wound up in the hydroponics. All right, so now Emily will refill her hand. And when we rotate, there are 2 different kinds of rotates. There are green rotates and there are purple rotates. And when we rotate, we may rotate 1 or 2 spaces. So as we see, the elevator is 1, 2, 3 away from where it wants to be. The medical is 1, 2 away from where it wants to be, but they're both in different directions. So let's see if we can get another chip out. Emily, do you have a lock deploy card? No, huh? All right, so now I know Emily does not have a lock deploy card. I'm going to play another card and hope that she can verify it. So I'm going to play an anyway rotate card, and she can verify it. Awesome. All right, so now let's rotate these chips. Now, I forgot to mention, when we walk down 3, 6, 9, and 12 different things are going to happen. Let's talk about what those things are.
Did.
Let's talk about what they are, though. So when we lock down bay number 3, it says, when locking this bay, you may additionally lock number 4. Let standard rules apply. So if I happen to have that, I get a free lock on that. 6 says this bay may only be locked on its own or with an even numbered bay. So 8 or 4, 2, or 10. Number 9 says you must discard an additional lock deploy card to lock this one. So this one's going to be tricky. And number 12 says you may discard any 3 cards as a wild to lock this bay. This counts as a wild, okay? All right, so I had chosen this card. I may now rotate 1 or 2 spaces, and this can go either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So let's see what we want to do.
They need to go different ways.
I know.
I think we need to put another one in.
Well, we can't right now. I had to play this because we didn't have a deploy. You didn't have a deploy, so we have to think about something, okay? So let's rotate. We want to rotate 2 that way. All right, so then this one also moves 2. Everything rotates. All right, I draw up, and now it's Emmy's turn.
All right.
And at any time in the game, you can also discard all 3 of your cards to do any action that you want. But discarding 3 cards is pretty painful.
Do you get to re-get them?
At the end of the turn, you sure do.
I think I want to do that because I can't do anything. I'm sorry.
Emmy is going to discard all 3 of her cards. And what do you want to do? You want to deploy? All right. So what do you do to deploy?
Do you have it?
Oh, to verify? I do.
All right, so I roll my dice, and then I got the 4. Oh my gosh, how lucky!
Whoa! So now Emily gets to draw 3 new cards to fill up her hand, but again, now we're going through the deck faster. All right, so my turn. Emily, do you have a deploy lock card?
Yes!
All right, so I'm going to play it, and I'm now going to lock these 2 down since we have them. So what we do is we just take it and flip it over. Put this on the back, take this one, flip it over, put this one on the back. Okay? And now my turn is over. Emily?
My turn?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna deploy. Can you verify?
I can. 5. Oh, since a chip is already there, it moves on to the next side. Oh boy.
How lucky.
Oh, how lucky indeed. Emmy, draw. Emily, do you have a deploy card?
Yes!
All right, so I will deploy. Let's see what I get. I got 10. So here's number 10. And we got that guy. Oh, I've drawn the last card. So after Emily's turn, she will not be able to draw up. What that means is we're gonna have to scramble. Scramble and shuffle everything up.
No.
So Emily, choose wisely, hun.
I'm gonna deploy.
I do have something to verify, even though she's not waiting for that. Oh,
Good.
oh my gosh, did the dice go up your sleeve?
I think it did.
I think it sure did. It sure did. It went all the way up her sleeve. Nothing up my sleeve. Nothing up my sleeve. All right, let's roll that again. She got a 1. So the 1 is occupied, so now it goes to 2 instead. Okay?
I think I'm gonna prevent this one.
All right, so hold on. You've discarded your card, right? She cannot draw up. So now this deck will get shuffled. This card over here will get added to our deck. And now what happens is called a scramble. And what happens in a scramble is that we need to shuffle all of the location cards. So all the chips will stay where they are, but the locations will now get shuffled, except the ones that we have locked down. Now you may remember at the beginning of the game, Emily has a power called that she can prevent one of these from getting shuffled. So she can choose to use that, but it's only once per game. So you're choosing to use your card? All right. She's going to use her card. We just put it aside to remind us that it's been used, but you don't have to do that. She's going to keep this one locked. Okay, so we're going to keep that locked. Everything else gets picked up. That's not locked.
Yeah, I got.
Nope, hang on. Let's do things in order, okay? So I don't get confused. And then these now get shuffled again. Now they say what they are on the back also, so I try not to look and be a big old cheater pants. Not to be a cheater pants, so I'm going to have, you're gonna have to just trust me on the fact that I'm not looking at these. All right, so.
Hand structures,
And then
101.
we put them back out, and now there was a chip on the card that was here before, so the chip goes there instead. And you'll see that now all of our plans have kind of gone a little haywire.
Like, what?
Because the ship is mad at us and doesn't want us to get back to the earth with our funk. We want to keep our funk to ourselves. Okay, so now Emily draws back up. Yep, and now it's my turn. And this is the way that now...
We need to swap!
Okay, hold on. Let's see. So Emily sees that we can do a swap, maybe.
And then have 2 and we can lock down those.
So, Emily, do you have a swap?
Yes.
I do too. So we will swap this chip with this chip. And when they swap, we now have this guy in the right place and that guy that Emily kept before in the right place. So if Emily has the right card
I kept thinking this was a
turn-
rug. All right, do you have a deploy lock card?
I do. So now Emily will lock that one down. And we've got 4 out of our 12. We're a third of the way down.
This must only be locked down with an even number.
Well, good, because that's a 10. So that's awesome. And again, because this one got locked down and it has a special rule, it says this bay may only be locked down on its own with an even numbered. And luckily this was a 10. So we are good to go with that. So Emily is showing her cards to the whole world, but she's going to draw one. And I think I need to deploy. Emily, can you verify that command? Awesome. I will roll the die. And that's an 8. So my 8. Oh my gosh, look at that, Emily. I promise we did not cheat. All right. That went right where it belongs. Problem with that is that this is where it belongs now. So if we rotate to get anything else where it belongs, these are now in the wrong place. Now we can lock down just one at a time, but I kind of waste that card, and Emily's already burned through 3 cards.
Deploy?
I can do that.
I saw your hand.
Oh, you cheated.
I
You
didn't.
didn't roll. Oh, you hear that sound? That's the sound of the die hitting the floor.
It was an 8.
We'll roll again on the table. It was a 1, so 1 is taken, 2 is taken, and now it hops to number 3. Not sure what Emily's doing with that die. So putting it far, far away. Okay, so now here's what we got, Emily.
We need to swap.
This is where this belongs, but listen, this is where, but if we did a rotate, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that's 3.
Oh.
So Emily, can you verify a oh, you gotta draw your hand. Emily, can you verify a rotate?
No, but I'll describe.
All right, I will do a rotate. So I will rotate 1, 1, 1, 1. Now this is not where it belongs, but we have 3. And remember, my special power allows me to lock down 3.
Once.
Yes, once per game. Yep. Emily, did you draw up last time, hon?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you had to discard. That's right. So let's put this one back. So Emily's only allowed to have 2 cards now because she could not verify my command. So now in this hand, she's kind of only have 2. So what do you want to do?
Do you have a deploy lock card?
I do. So let's see, Emily maybe is going to deploy something else. 1 is taken, 2 is taken, 3 is taken, 4 is taken, all the way to number 5. All right. You draw up, hon? No. Draw up.
Oh, darn.
All right. Now it's my turn. Emily, can you verify my deploy? Awesome. So now
Hey, you never locked those bays when you locked.
I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to use my special action, which says when executing the lock command, I can lock 3 of them. So I'm going to put my guy aside. And again, you don't have to put these aside. That's just the way Emily and I can remember that this was done. But wait, let's see. Is there anything special that goes on with these things? Number 12 says you may discard any 3 cards to lock this. That's fine. Baby, what did number 3 say? Anything special?
When you lock this bay, you may additionally lock bay 4.
Okay, we didn't need that. So you gotta be careful and pay attention, right? Can't just go willy-nilly locking things down. All right, so that was my turn. That was pretty cool. We only have 2, 4, 5 left. What are you gonna do, babes?
Deploy.
Ooh, I can't do that. So I will discard a card. Did you roll?
Yeah. 1 is taken. Or 1 is taken, 2 is taken, 3 is taken. Or 2 is taken, 3 is taken, 4 is taken, 5 is taken, 6 is taken, 7 is taken.
All the way to number 8. Wow. All right. That's for you, right? So now I'm down to only 2 cards because I could not verify Emily's command.
Hey, the round's over.
Nope, not until I can't draw it. So this guy is 1, 2 away if we go that way. This guy is 1, 2, oh, a bunch away. This guy is 1, 2, oh, a bunch away too. This guy's 2 away if we go this way, 1 away, 3 away. Oh gosh. Emmy, do you have a rotate command? All right. I have no choice but to rotate. What do you want to rotate? Why don't we rotate everything just...
Willy-nilly.
I want to just go 1?
Yeah.
Oh, that way, okay. 1, 1.
No, actually, we have to go to the other one.
Do we?
Yeah, because that's what I did.
Oh, okay. So we'll go 1, 1, 1. This is now in the right place. Okay, I cannot draw up, so now we go to the final round. And this is a wild that gets put in there. Okay. Just make sure all the cards are facing the same way. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to have to scramble all the existing, oh, that's gonna be a problem now because we're scrambling all the locations. Yikes. Yikes, we're scrambling all the locations. All right, let's move these. Oops, let's scramble the locations. And again, I promise I'm not looking, I am looking away. Looking away, looking away. Looking away, looking away, I promise. Okay, and so here we go. We have the quarters over here now. The VR lab. Engineering. Security. And finally, hydroponics. So this is 1 away. This is 2 away. This is 2 away the other way. Oh my gosh. I gotta draw 2 cards to get my full hand. All right, and Emily again is showing her cards to the world. All right. Emily, it's your turn.
I'm gonna swap. Can you verify?
I do. Oh, I'm not supposed to play it. Ha, you are.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm not even sure. So what are you swapping?
I have nothing else to do.
Let's look at that for a minute before we start swapping that, okay? Because this is 1 away from where it needs to go, right? In that direction, in the purple. This is... Right, but what I'm saying is if we swap these 2, this is now 1 away and that's now 1 away. So if we rotate, okay? All right, why don't you pick up a card? So now I'm gonna say to Emily, do you have,
A roll tape?
no, I'm gonna say, do you have a deploy?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna deploy because I don't like what I had. So I'm gonna deploy to 5, 3, 4, oh look, 5 is empty. All right, draw up. All right, Em.
Wanna go where things empty? Do you have a rotate?
I do. Rotate everything 1 in the purple.
Last 3 things are in the right place.
So that means if we deploy, something won't be, but we can maybe swap. Hey, you have a deploy?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna deploy then. We know that this is what it is. We know this is where it has to go, so I'm not even gonna bother to roll. Now if we could get a swap, we could swap these 2.
And then just do a bunch of...
Yep.
Do you have a swap?
I do. Okay. Emily, you wanna draw up?
Yeah.
Emmy, my love, do you have a deploy lock?
Yes!
All right, so I'm not gonna lock down number 9 because it says I must discard an additional deploy. So I'm not gonna lock that one down. I'm gonna lock these 2 down. Okay? All right, what you got, babes?
You have a deploy?
I do.
I have a deploy and I'm gonna lock these 2. No, I'm gonna lock these 2 down.
Do you have an extra deploy you have to discard? Yeah. Awesome. All right.
And
Now you need to draw up.
just leave the quarters. Can we lock down?
Emily, do you have a deploy lock?
Yes!
I do too. And we get to lock it down. So now we've actually finished the game. We locked everything down. We get to check our score. We actually get a score here. There's a card that tells you how to score. So it says you get 2 points for each locked bay.
Hey, Olga. Hey, can I borrow your calculator?
We can do this in our head. 2 points for each locked bay. There are 12 locked bays. What's 12 times 2, sweeties?
24.
You get 24 points for that. Plus 1 point for each card in the draw pile.
2.
So 24 and 2?
26.
Is 26. So it says, oh look, we're not on the front. We have to turn the card over to get to 26. 26 to 29 is almost the top. It says we're an ace. You've escaped, and with a little time to spare, will you be as lucky next time? We were almost gifted. Almost there. Almost there. So we did well.
But we still won.
We still won. All right, so that was How You Play Assembly by Wren Games. There are some expansions that I mentioned. We have not played with them just yet. There is the Glitches expansion, which I have here, Glitches. And the Glitches expansion adds, as you can ascertain, glitches.
Let's ascertain.
And as you can guess, and there are glitches that will pop up and do things that you have to choose this or this. There's also some new characters that you can choose from, and also more of those.
Can I see the new character?
3, 6, 9, 12s. And then there's also a small box expansion that has 2 expansions in it called Assembly, Resequence, and Override. And that's in its own little box like this. And that comes with the cutest, and I have to show you guys because this is absolutely it. Can't take it. The cutest little robot meeples that you will ever see. Look at those robot meeples, guys. Look at those things. Those things are amazing. Little robot meeples. It also, these robot meeples go on the chips also. So you'll have a blue one and you'll have a white one. And then they'll have homes. And you want to get them, as you're rotating them on their chips, you're trying to get them home also. Not just locking it down. So it adds another layer. All right, so Emmy and I are going to come back and we're going to talk to you and tell you guys what we think about this little game from Wren Games called Assembly. So we'll see you there in just a second. Where did she go?
That's said.
Oh, all right, she's back.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so
Chair.
you're back to the chair. All right, so tell me what you think about this game, Em.
I love it.
Okay, so let me tell you guys a story. I got this game for Christmas. I asked for it for Christmas because I had seen it. I thought it was a really cool game. So I got it for Christmas. But someone has decided that they like it a lot. So I'm not even sure if this is my game anymore. But we have played it a lot since we got it for Christmas. And we didn't even get it on Christmas Day. So we have played it quite a bit. So let me tell you what I think. I love these big, chunky, I think these are called modules. I love them. I love that they're big and chunky. I love the cards. They're called blueprint cards. I just love the artwork on them. I love that it changes every time you play. I also really like these 3, 6, 9, 12 cards that they have different ones that you can. And they're double-sided. So here's one side, and then you'll see there's a purple side on the other, and then there's another set in the base game that's like these peach ones, and like Emmy mentioned, there's even some blank ones for your first games. And then there's all kinds of characters that you can play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the base game alone, and then the expansions add some more characters too. So I like that too. So that's my thoughts. Tell me, darling, what you think.
I love it.
Okay, tell me why.
I love it. I can't really explain it.
You can explain it, because remember what they tell you in school? You have to support your opinion. Support that opinion.
I can't explain it.
That's the cheap way out.
Hey.
It's the truth. So
Okay.
people are just supposed to go like, oh, great, Emmy loves the game. Why? I don't know. She just loves it. She can't tell you why. She just loves it.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
tell me why you love it.
Okay, I love it because I love how you have to lock down each and every one. I love how you have to, like lock down everyone. Like, why do you need a research lab?
Oh, you have some, Emmy does have some questions about why we need a research lab if we're just trying to get out of here. But, I do feel like if we're trying to get out of here, we might need something like navigation. We might need some security. Hydroponics might feed me. Shuttle bay, yeah. Medical, especially if I got to be locked in a ship with, a research lab. Maybe you could do some research on yourself and find out what's going on. An elevator, it's pretty important. Transporter, you want to transport things around? I'm not lugging things around. You carry it all then. Engineering, make the ship fly, might be important. Place to sleep. The AI that's going to help you fly the ship might be important. It's the brain. Virtual reality lab, maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe I'll let you cut that one out. I don't know. We'll talk about it. So anyway, this game does get a thumbs up, right?
And thumbs up. And I don't think I can do it.
No, don't show toes. No, I need to see toes. Wren Games also has created a kind of follow-up to this game called Sensor Ghosts. He sent me a little coaster when I ordered this called Sensor Ghosts. It's kind of a follow-up. It's actually after you've gotten your ship deployed, you have to navigate home through some cards that show your path back home. I haven't actually played that one, but it looks really fun. You have to try to navigate back. So that's kind of like a follow-up to that. And it looks really cool too. So I will actually put a link in our comments, in our description down below to Wren Games website, which is where you can pick up this game if you liked it. And also please remember to like, subscribe, and if you want to, even comment on this video and tell us what you thought, if you've played this game, if you like it, and let us know if there's a game that you maybe want to see us play in the future, and we can try to get that done. What do you think?
Good comments only.
Be kind. We are wearing our Be Kind, Kindness Grows Here shirts today. There you go. Emmy's got her Kindness Grows Here shirt because we think the world could use a little more kindness, right? So please remember to be kind, and we'll see you guys next time.
Mom, I think I'm floating away.
Oh boy.